What's that in your hand there?
Huh?
What's that in your hand there?
This is a picture of the Sylvester Dustbusters, Mary Miller, Pauline Canterbury.
In the picture you got something.
Well, I've got a broom, and she's got a dust rag.
So she's your partner in crime?
Mm-hmm. She's my partner. We're the Sylvester Dustbusters.
Cool.
We battled this together all the way through. In 1981 was when Massey Energy went to mining, underground mining over there. Then that underground mining, the underground worked out, and then that's when they decided to put it into a processing facility for coal. So see, they mine coal from, it comes through from a belt line from Twilight, which is over in Pond Fork area. It comes through down here from a belt line at Blue Pennant, and then they've hauled it in there from trucks from Mar Fork and everywhere.
What kind of mines are those?
Hmm?
What kind of mines are those?
They're underground mining and strip mining. They're combined. They have both kinds. The stripping around here now in the town of Sylvester is within about 2 miles of us all the way around circle. And see these two mountains right here? Massey Energy's got the mineral rights to these two mountains. And I know they're wanting to take the tops off of them. And that's what I'm trying to stop. I hope to stop it.
Where's Sylvester?
Right here's Sylvester. And right here's Whiteville. They've got the mountains blocked off from us now. They're not our mountains anymore. They've taken them over. I mean, it used to be the men could go anywhere in the mountains and hunt. You could feed yourself from the mountains. The stuff that grew in the mountains, the wild stuff that grew in the mountains. You could feed yourself. You could go get squirrel. You could go get rabbit. You could go get deer, bear. You could feed yourself from these mountains. You can't now. We used to go into this area up here, come and go up Blue Pennant. You can't get any farther now than maybe a couple miles up there that you run into the guardhouse, and you're not allowed into Blue Pennant anymore. We used to go up in there and pick walnuts and chestnuts. I worked 45 years. When I retired, to sit at home to me was the most boring thing in the world. And so I went to, became involved with the senior program in West Virginia, the Bureau of Aging, and helping with it. And working with them. Well, after this started happening over here, after the coal dust incident, and it all started, some of the elderly women here in the community began to ask me, what's going to happen to us, Pauline? What's going to happen to us? And I didn't have no answer for those people because I didn't know what was going to happen to us. And that's really when I began to get involved in this, because I could see what this was doing to the elderly. Now, I'm saying elderly, and I feel kind of stupid when I say it like that, because I'm elderly too. I don't feel it sometimes, but I am. And some of these people are beginning to be terrified. I'm going to have to get some filing cabinets. Lord have mercy. So then in 1997, they asked the DEP for a permit to put that stoker plant over there. And on that ridge, and we told them that it would ruin this town. Before they ever put the first piece of equipment over there, we told them that it would destroy this town. Oh, they made all kind of promises. They begged, they pleaded, let us do it because we're going to protect the town. We're going to protect your town. Behind that stoker plant over there is a great big hole, a pit, way down in here. And they fill that up with coal, and the dozers down in there constantly working with it, shoving it around and pushing it around and pushing it into the belt line. And the whole time it's doing that, dust is flowing up out of there and out up over this town. That facility went in operation in April of 1998, and within 1 month we were literally covered with black coal dust. I'm not talking about a little bit of dust. I'm talking about covered with it. If you were outside and you had white hair, it turned black. That's how much of it was in this air here. And that's what they expected us to live in. And nobody could have lived in it very long. If we had not got it, some of it stopped, we would have had to move. There's no way we could have stood here because it is a health hazard. They first put in that screen that you see over there, that screen that covers about a seventh, about an eighth of that front of that dome. You see that screen over there? That was supposed to do it. I mean, you know, the Stoker plant went above the screen. Then they went in the hills and dug up pine trees and planted them over there. So we have to wait 150 years for trees to grow back that they'd cut down over there. The violation that they had that got us the dome.
What happened
They
there?
were told to cover the 4 stockpiles. They chose not to cover but 3 of them because it was expensive what they had to do. That's tough. They chose to come here and do that. The town was already here. When they came here and chose to do that, the town was already here. And they knew that. And in fact, too, I think they picked here because Sylvester is practically a community of elderly retired people. And I think they thought, well, those people will not fight us. I mean, you know, they'll not. I don't think they thought we were smart enough to fight them. I always liked math, but I never thought I'd be figuring out this stuff. I will tell you one thing, I have never said nothing about them that I couldn't prove. I have proved it with films, pictures, black and white. I have done nothing that they can come back and say that she is telling lies on us. I have proved it all. Mary Miller and I have proved it all. Because I don't believe in lying. That's Don Blankenship, the CEO of Massey Energy. And this is the guy that called me a bitch.
He called you a bitch?
When we were negotiating during the trial, he asked our lawyer what it would take to satisfy those 2 bitches in Sylvester. And several people said, are you going to sue him? I said, no, I'm not going to bother him.
Is this the closest you've got to him?
As close as I can get to him. We even went so far as to put a sheet when he comes in here in a helicopter, and the route he takes him over the corner of the Mary Miller's big yard down here. And we even took a white sheet and put on it, talk with us, come talk with us. So he'd see it, and he still doesn't talk with us. I mean, I want him to talk with me. I don't want him to talk to me to tell me, you do this and you do that. I want him to meet me on my level. When we took him to court, I didn't want their money. They could say, well, I done this for her, you know, and she's not appreciative of what I done. Everyone that was on that trial, their home was appraised. My home here that you're sitting in right now was appraised for $10,000. That's the value they put on this house because of the preparation plant to put out coal dust there, the impoundment that's right behind that mountain that's right in front of us here, and the other impoundments up the river here, all of them owned by Massey Energy.
What was your home appraised for before?
$87,000. It lost about 90% of its value. I took nothing from him. I don't want anything he's got except for him to stop this coal dust and just let me live here in peace till I die. And then I hope there's somebody behind me that's got the guts to stand up and fight for it. So many people have more or less always had to fight for what they have. We've always had to fight to an extent. I mean, you know, the men even in the union, I mean, every so often, every time the contract period would come up, they would have to fight in order to get their contract renewed or to get something a little better than what they had. And it's always been a battle. My goal in this has never been to put nobody out of a job. I've lived through a lot of strikes. It's not fun. You can do it. I know you can do it. But it's not fun. But And you're going to do a lot to feed your family. You're going to take a lot, and you're going to tolerate a lot to feed your family. If somebody would have told me 15 or 20 years ago that I would be doing this, I would have laughed and said, no, not me. I mean, the first time somebody called me an activist, I turned and I said, what'd you call me? I mean, they said, you're an activist. And I said, I'm not no activist. Yes, you are. I said, no, I just believe in right from wrong. Well, she said, well, what do you think an activist is? An activist believes in right from wrong, too. I just know that what they're doing today is wrong. And I cannot uphold it. And somebody has to speak out. Don't make me have to fight anymore. Well, I will if I have to.